All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. And I'm not telling you what time it is in Hawaii because I'm going to need somebody in Hawaii to tell me what time it is in Hawaii. I think it might be 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I think there's a 3 hour difference now. See, this is why we need to talk about what's happening Wednesday because I don't even know what's talking about what's going on today. So I do know that Rick is in the house, which is super awesome. And Rick, I will guess some things and stuff. But first, why don't we get the party started and then we'll discuss how time is only an illusion. All right, then. Let's go with the kitty cats. All right, perfection. E-music. So it's one in Hawaii, you think? Wait, what? Okay, so Kenny thinks it's 2:03. Fair enough. Gotta love that Kenny's all, it's not 2, it's 2:03. Let's get it right. Pussycat in the house. E-music, by the way. Hello. And of course, Kenny from the Cove. Hello. And I don't think that I didn't say hello to Darlene right as I went to the kitty cats. And so I want to say, hi there, Darlene. Here we go. We have got coming in all the people from all the places, and E-music suddenly realizing calculations might have been incorrect. Hey there, Picola T. Buenos dias. It is 6 p.m. wherever it is the Picola T is, which is great. And Andre's in the house. I know what time it is for Andre because Andre is in the same time zone as me. And Kenny from the Cove. Oops, one in Hawaii. Heck, I'm math lexic. Okay, so now Kenny is going back to one. I don't think there's a 4 hour difference between Hawaii and us, right? Where's Elaine when we need her? Because she's there. And Picola T, well, we know where she is, or she's here, but she's not there. So that's not helpful right now. Because Picola T is there, not where she usually is. And now I'm confused about what I'm saying. But E-music says it's 2 in Hawaii. And so we are going to assume that it's 2 in Hawaii. And speaking of Hawaii, we have got ourselves a little kitten here, Rick, who just cannot wait to hear about what things and stuff might be happening from mid-April to mid-May. Mid-May to mid-April. No, wait, I got that backwards. Mid-April to mid-May. I think that Rick needs a vacation. I think that Rick does need a vacation because he's been modding for me forever and ever. And every time I start a stream, I think he's actually on the stream before the real stream rebots are on the stream, which is kind of impossible because the real stream rebots show up as soon as I start the stream. But somehow Rick is there even before I start the stream. How is it that Rick can be here before I'm here? When I get here, Rick is already here, even though I'm the only one here. I don't know. That's how good of a flippin' flirpin' mod is. And so Rick taking his lovely lady to the Hawaiian Islands. That is right, you guys. I haven't mentioned anything because I was told not to, but now we can talk about it. Rick and Darlene are going to Oahu, you guys. Rick and Darlene are going to be gone for a whole entire month. Now, what that means is between April and May, I'm going to be flying kind of solo in regards to the modding. So, Pussycat, if you could be here then, that would be awesome. Andre, Kenny from the Cove, and anybody else who I've got modded up or who wants to be modded up for either the Twitch side or the YouTube side, let me know and I will get you all up in our, because because like I said, Rick needs to have a little bit of a break, and Rick and Darlene apparently are going to North Shore, Sunset Point. I don't know anything about Sunset Point off the top of my head. I can honestly say no clue about nothing there. Um, but I am very curious to know if anybody does know anything about Sunset Point. I'm thinking that Rick and Darlene do because I feel like they've already been there before, which is why they're going there again. So before we let Rick and Darlene brag about their plans, I want to say, Poppy Shaney, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for resubbing for that 18 months. E-Music, Sunset is where the surf is, next to Ted's Bakery. Awesome, awesome. Now, obviously, you don't need to, let's see here, Darlene, Veziland and Backyard Beaches off of Sunset Beach. Cool. Okay, now, Rick, Darlene, I am not asking for your specific location where you will be, although if you are comfortable with saying where you'll be, then awesome. But what I am wondering is, do you, or let's see, is it an Airbnb? Is it like a resort? Is it a hotel? I guess, or do you know somebody? I guess what I'm wondering, like, is, okay, so many thoughts swirling in my head. Oahu has a very unique rental landscape, and it's very difficult to find rentals on the North Shore. I wasn't sure, are these vacation units that are vacation units intended to be rented out as vacation units, like, a resort, well, not resort, but for lack of a better term, a resort, or are these like Airbnbs that you have to rent out for a month in order for the owners to not be breaking the temporary rental law, if that makes any sense? Hey, Andre, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Larsman777. So for those of you who are just coming in, right now we're planning on living vicariously through Rick and Darlene. You got a small beachfront condo, private owner. Okay. Now, Rick, is this a beachfront condo that you have to like know somebody, or did you go through like VRBO or Airbnb? I'm wondering, okay, so our own place, 3/4 of an acre or so of land right on the beach. Oh my God. Your own place, renting right on the beach, 3/4 of an acre. So, like, if I brought a tent, so if I brought a tent, could I stay in the yard? We'll just do a live stream. You don't have to mod or anything. We'll just do a live stream from the backyard. Let's do that. Oh, that sounds so flipping awesome, dude. I am, no, I'm not jealous at all. There's not one iota of me being a little bit jealous, except for I am, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to pretend like I'm not. But one thing that Picola Tea can definitely verify, if you take pictures, you know where to send them, and I'll be willing to show them off. That is for certain. And hey, Puzzycat, yeah, if you wanted to hang out and be mod on YouTube, you're more than welcome. On the other hand, Puzzycat, it is more fun to chat on the Facebook's, the Twitch side, because that's where all the emotes live. So you go hang out where you want, but you are modded up on the YouTube side as well as the Twitch side. So feel free to use your moderation powers for good, not for evil. And then we've got Sanchez 2S. I don't know how to say that phrase. I only speak English. So we've also got a lot of other people. Let's see, T1F coming in saying something that I don't know how to say. So I'm not going to say them, but I am going to say thank you so much, first time chatters, for being first time chatters. You are now part of the Statterbacks crew. I am Mad Statter. Everybody who is talking in the in the chat is part of the Statterbox crew. And Andre, thank you so much for throwing down the 300 biddies. Yes, unfortunately, I only speak English, Sanchez. I will admit, it's really not impressive to only speak one language. In fact, we have an emote here at Twitch just for people like me who don't really know much. They try their best, but you love us, but sometimes we deserve the ha-ha emote, because ha-ha, I can only speak one language. And you, I think, can probably speak more than one language, because it looks like you just did. So yeah, that's how that's gonna work. And let's see, I can't see who that face was, T1F, but that's a pretty smile. Whoever's got that face, they got a pretty little smile. And Darlene, you're gonna work out some meetup with the Hamajang gang that want to meet up and do some sightseeing around too, along with just chilling. Absolutely. So Darlene, I don't know if you and Michi Mama have coordinated, but Michi Mama knows her way around the island really, really well. So I definitely hope that you guys get to hang out with Michi Mama. Obviously, I want you to hang out with Cola T as well. And I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life or where to eat your foods, but seriously, you guys, the Highway Inn in Waipahu has one of the most delicious flippin' flirpin' loco mocos ever. The gravy is delicious. The char on the burger, which to me, the char on the hamburger in a loco moco is kind of what makes or breaks it. The fried rice is delicious. I cannot emphasize enough how delicious the Highway Inn in Waipahu is. Now, the Highway Inn has another one, and I think it might be closer to town, but I'm not so sure that one is as good. I don't know if it is. It might be. But the reason why I'm suggesting the Waipahu one is because that's the original one. That's the one that has the wok hay. That's the one that's got the seasoning on the grill that makes their food taste like their food. The newer one will eventually get that seasoning, that smell, that whatever. But the one in Waipahu is the old one, and that one's got the good stuff. Telling you right now. And yes, YouTube Puzzycat, you are over there making all sorts of wonderful things happen with the little hearts, etc., etc. And by the way, Puzzycat, I thought of you last night. Yes, I did, because Leo came in to the house. He ate a bunch of food, and then he went into my bedroom. And he went to my bedroom for just a quick minute, and then he came back, and he looked at me, and he just meowed this, like, most forlorn of meowings, and then he wandered to the front door and just was like, just let me out. So I let him out the front door, and I went to my bedroom to find out why he meowed so sad. And as it turns out, the sleeping spot that he loves in my bedroom was covered by a different pillow, and it was keeping him from his zone. And so now I need to go find him and bring him back into the bedroom to show him that I have moved the pillow. So, Puzzycat, your Leo, he was trying to sleep, and alas, there was no sleeps. You guys are just bouncing those emotes everywhere. We've got trolls, or no, that's not a troll. That's a Cyclops looking thing. I don't know who Kappa is. And then we've got your avatar, Sanchez. And then we've got, are those orcs? I thought those were Cyclops. Those are orcs. Got it. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Darlene. He got confused. His spot was covered up. And then the real bed, the bed that I sleep on, had both of the cats on it. And so he was like, okay, well, I can't sleep on the bed, because sometimes he does go sleep on the bed, but the bed was already like occupied. And so he was just like, there's no room in the inn for me. And so I have to go find him and let him know that there is room in the inn, because I I moved the pillow so he could get back on his bed. So yes, yes indeedy. And oh my god, you guys have so many emotes. Some little dude with a cute little wig. And then all right, so are we suggesting that this guy needs to get found on the milk crates? That's what some of them looks like. All right, so yes, he will be back, Pussycat, and that's exactly right. Creatures of habit, patterns get set. You better believe it. 100% true. And all right, so yeah, you guys, I love the emotes as much as you do. Well, maybe not as much as you do. And in fact, I've got some emotes right here. They're my Prel dots, and that means maybe we can just clear the emotes for just a little bit, okay, guys? Just clear the emotes for a bit. Yeah, no, Pussycat, I know it's not you. It's T1F, and it is Sanchez. They're going a little nuts, and I have to admit, dropping emotes is super fun. But gosh darn it, we're trying to chat here. And so there we have it, Rabbit. And but there is Rick going in and creating the clear space that the Prel requested. And this, you see, you guys, this is why Rick needs a break. Rick needs a break. And so Andre coming in with words I don't know, but I'm going to assume Andre knows what he's talking about. Then again, maybe not, but I'm going to assume so. Now, I do look at one word and go, I don't think that that's a word, but I'll bet you they know. Yeah, exactly, Andre. I was like, I think you might have mistyped at least one of those words, but that's okay. My best guess is they'll get the vague idea. Because here's the deal. You, Andre, speak more than one language. Me, I don't speak more than I don't speak more than one language. And Sandra's like, it is not. It's not in French. Okay. All right. Hey, you guys, I completely spaced. Hold on. Boom. I completely forgot, because that's what I do sometimes. I forget. Now we've got the background music on. And let's see here. And so today, I have to admit, you guys, I don't know, actually. All right, so many thoughts. For those of you who were here, yesterday for the cinema portion of our weekly streams, we watched Listen to the Forest, and I've already got that packaged up to get back to eMusic, so I'm not going to show it to you. But we watched Listen to the Forest, and during that live stream, you probably didn't necessarily notice, but I was actually kind of freaking out because the restream chats weren't really working for me the way they were supposed to. And so yeah, Darlene, I really enjoyed that documentary as well. And let's see here. I also know Pigeon Creole. That's true. I do know a little bit of Pigeon. That is true. And Pussycat, you enjoyed that show so much last night. Yeah, everybody seemed to really enjoy that documentary. So we're definitely going to watch that documentary again. And I'm going to look into getting some more documentaries from Myrna Kamei. Kamai. God dang it, I can't say that name right for some reason. Kamai. From the Kamai Foundation, the Hawaii Legacy Foundation. They've got, I don't know, close to 10 documentaries out. So we'll definitely be able to watch more in that vein. But, Andre, I speak Canadian as well. I guess that's true a little bit, eh? But my restream last night wasn't working at all. Like, it would not let me log in. I couldn't figure out, there was just, I had to do a weird workaround last night because Restream was just not letting me use all of the tools that I had set up. Like, do you remember a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away called Last Week when I bragged that I had it all figured out? Well, that was the dumbest thing that I could have said out loud, and I'm sure we all knew that at the time. Well, so yesterday I log in and Restream is just like, I don't know who you are. What do you mean you've got to log in? Yeah, right, incorrect. Oh no, that username ain't right. I don't even know why you think that's your email. That's not your password. Yeah, so after piecemealing it together, I finally made it kind of work, right? And so today I log in extra early because I know that I'm gonna have to piecemeal it back together again because it was falling apart by the end of the stream last night, and so I log in today and well, it turns out Restream does know who I am. And it turns out that password is right. And it turns out that, yeah, my username and my email are just what I said it was yesterday. So everything that didn't work yesterday completely worked today. I don't know. So, yeah, there you go. That's what happened. So, yeah, the Menahunis were not being nice at all yesterday. And today, I guess they had a different wall to go building, and so they left my house all alone last night, and that was fantastic. So I don't know what the flying fork it is that happened, but we kind of figured it out. Yeah. The medicine man, I want to say, wasn't he related to well, it was either related to Elaine or it was related to E-Music, right? I mean, I guess E-Music is here, so she can say who it was. But one thing, though, that I do really appreciate and enjoy is having E-Music around when we're discussing things like this. To Andre coming in, he was related to E-Music. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I love when E-Music is here for discussions like this because, wait, what? E-Music, what did I miss? We were just saying that there was someone in the movie last night that you were, distantly related to, I think, maybe? I can't really remember. I'm not the one who remembered that, so anyway, that's what we're talking about. But I always appreciate you, E-Music, and you know this, for being here to help explain this, that, and the other thing with such patience, and without, throwing the haha emote, even though at this point, E-Music, the next time I say Kamai wrong, I need to be slapped with a world full of haha emotes. Don't know why I keep saying it wrong, and I so appreciate that you are always here to correct my idiocy when I just know better but still don't do better. So thank you so much, and let's see here. E-Music, I'm related to all Hawaiians. The relation was Papa Henry. Fair enough, E-Music. Yeah, that is true. It's really funny when I'm talking to Lono, he'll mention oh, my cousin, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's my cousin, or that's my cousin. And sometimes I want to ask him, it's is this really your cousin, or is this just your auntie's son and you call him, even though she's not your blood relative? But then it's well, of course it's really his cousin. Far enough back, it's his flippin' cousin, because all the Hawaiians are kind of related at some point. So, yeah. Okay, so you guys, most of you who are here today probably know, yeah, exactly, Pussycat, everyone has a cousin in Hawaii. I have cousins in Hawaii, literally, so, and Andre, yeah, people of color have lots of cousins, some blood, some other ways. Well, actually, it's not just people of color. Growing up, there's a whole section of people that you guys actually, I refer to them as my cousins, and they're not blood cousins. It was my mom's best friend's kids, you know, and so my mom's best friend, it was and still is Aunt Claire, and Aunt Claire's kids are my cousins. Now, they're obviously not by blood, but, you know, yeah, I refer to them as my cousins. And, let's see here. E-Music, you try not to bug people about stuff because you remember the years when you didn't get things right. Fair enough, and that's probably why when you do bug people or correct them, you do it with such grace, because you do it with love and understanding that people are trying their best. But I'll be the first to admit or let you know, like, you're more than welcome to throw down a ha-ha emote every once in a while when I do something stupid. Because I know that you'll be doing it with love. I know, I do feel good when you help, because what that says to me is you consider putting your energy into helping me a worthwhile cause. I'm not like a lost cause, right? And so I feel so fortunate when you are able to share your knowledge with myself and the Statterbox crew, because I think, as you probably know, most of the people in the Statterbox crew, I cannot speak for them obviously, also appreciate this knowledge and care about this knowledge. And so so for you to take the time to share it with us is very special, and I think we really do appreciate that. I know I do. It's the only person I can speak for, obviously. Now, a slightly different topic, although slightly tangential, I guess. We all know Andy Bumatai's show, Daily Pigeon Podcast, or Daily Pigeon Live Podcast, and let's see here. E-Music, you were told by a Hawaiian lady with doctorate in Hawaiian knowledge that all Hawaiians are really related. Yeah, oh yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that is the case. And I have no doubt in my mind that it's very easily provable, because so many people on the islands know their lineage back. And so, you know, it really tedious to prove, but absolutely provable, basically. And anyway, though, back to Daily Pigeon Live Podcast. Okay, you guys, most of us are hanging out Monday through Friday with Andy Bumatai at the 5 p.m. at Hawaii time, 3 p.m. Now, you also mostly know that, or should know if you watch that stream, that it's about an hour and a half live stream, but it gets edited down to about a 47-minute television show. And so when I'm bored at night, every once in a while, it's kind of soothing, actually, I take the full live streams and then I edit them out down to the 47-minute show that is going to be on TV. I don't have the bumpers that Andy has. I certainly don't have the commercials that are going to be shown. But basically, I've created a set of streams, the point of this rant is I've created a new channel. And the channel is Mad Statter Presents. And I'm putting the link in the live stream. It's a YouTube channel. I know you subscribed to it, Andre. I saw that. So it's a YouTube channel. It's called Mad Statter Presents. And Mad Statter Presents DPL cable cuts or whatever. I don't know. But that's the link. Mad Statter Presents. And I've got, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 of the live streams that have been created. But I've got them there, and I've edited them down to the television show. Now, I don't expect many of us to actually watch this, but we were curious about where we could watch the television show. And as it turns out, I actually contacted the cable company, and they have no online source for watching the cut down show. When I asked about Andy's stream, they're like, just watch his stream. And I was like, well, no, that's not what I wanted to do. And so Well, Andre, remember, Andy does have the full live streams also posted on his channel. But I basically what I started with was I started with Lono, Keone, and Miles, and I edited them down, and I noticed that even though the live stream is super chaotic, I mean crazy chaotic, to the point that I was just like, I don't really know how this is gonna edit down into a good show, because so much goes on behind the scenes. Like, are they missing? Anyway, oh my god, you guys, it actually edits into a fairly cohesive show. Like, out of the chaos emerges a very nice television product. And so it really is a very different animal when you watch it as the cable show versus the actual live stream. Don't get me wrong, the live stream's way funner. You get more information, you have way more people who are, you're interacting live with the live stream, right? Puzzycat, thank you so much for subscribing. But basically, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is out there for you, and it has been done with Andy's blessing. Obviously, the cable company didn't care, and I asked Andy. If you guys probably were here when we had the conversation. I think last Sunday, Andy was, or maybe Sunday before, I don't know. Andy was on the stream, and I was like, this is what I did, and, blah, blah, blah. So, he has given his blessing for these videos to be made. And I figured instead of putting them on my channel, because that's really not, other than me editing down right where Andy says in the videos, we're editing here, cut, whatever. I mean, it's a very simple edit, right? It's not my product, and so I didn't want to mix it in with my channel. So I created the new channel, and so if you guys want to check it out, we've got some on. So right now, I've got Kamaka Brown uploaded. I've got Kermit Apio uploaded. I've got Miles uploaded. I've got Photo Luke uploaded. I've got Keone. I've got Lono. That might be all I have for the guests. Then I also have one stream that didn't have a guest. The one where James and Andy were talking about weed, and then they got really confused, and suddenly they were like stoned somehow. I swear to God, they got stoned just by talking about weed, right? And so I thought that one was really a funny show. So I edited that one, got that one down to show size. I'm going to be getting, let's see, the tech guy that Andy had on last Friday. He was stupid funny. So I'm going to be getting him edited down. And Kenny, sadly, you have to go. Okay, catch us when you can later. I'm so glad that you showed face last night and tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. And Andre, by the way, thank you so much for the 300 biddies in regards to making Andy's show a little bit easier to watch. Yeah, because it is, like I said, they're about 47 minutes, the live streams, the TV shows. So it's about half the time. Now, like I said, you don't get the backstage, looks, you don't get the between the scenes conversations, but at least you get the actual television show. Puzzycat, what a great question. And I meant to tell you guys this, but completely spaced until right now. Everything, even though I posted reluctantly on YouTube last night with the stream, the copyrighted material, YouTube didn't notice. There was no restrictions. YouTube didn't notice. I didn't keep it up. I tore it off the YouTube as soon as we were done, but it looks like we got away with that. Now, next week we're going to be showing School of Rock, and I will not be risking it next week. School of Rock is way more above the radar of a copyrighted production. So we're not going to be on YouTube next Saturday. It's only going to be the Twitch sitch, as it were. But no, you can't, Pussycat, you can't rewatch it because it's off. I've already pulled it off. It is off of the movie ran live on YouTube, but then I went and removed it. However, Pussycat, I do have it on my system. So if you want to watch it again, shoot me an email at madstatter@gmail.com, and I might be able to figure out a way to get that a large file transfer to you, and you'll be able to download it and have it on your system if you want. By the way, you guys, I'm telling Pussycat this right now, but actually, this is true for all of you. If you guys want a copy of that, I can get it to you, even though, frankly, I encourage you guys to go, this particular video is available still for purchase from the Hawaii Legacy Foundation. And so, if you want to actually, to support the foundation, then by all means, contact them and order that DVD yourself. Speaking of that foundation, why don't we watch that trailer that we played last night before the movie, just to remind all y'all what it is we are talking about. So this is a video that's basically a donation plea, but you know what? It also shows some good stuff, and I will also second the donation plea. I don't have a lot of money to spend on a lot of things, but I did throw down $25 to the foundation this month, and I'm thinking next month and every month thereafter I'll be throwing about $10 to them, because, you know, I can't afford a lot, but I can afford $10. So, all right, we're gonna watch this again, the plea for the gifts, and get that Hawaiian spirit all in ya, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes.
In these valleys, there are stories that would never be told if it were not for the voice of the dreamer, the song of the soul. The mysterious beauty in Hawaiian songs written nearly a century ago might be lost to silence if it were not for one man's love. Eddie Kamai, Hawaiian musician, singer, and composer, has worked 18 years for this music to reach us today. Eddie's love for the songwriter of Waipio Valley allows him to share the legacy of a Hawaiian man.
Leah was my first documentary. Aloha, I'm Eddie Kamai. In 1971, while on the Big Island looking for the lyrics of an old Hawaiian song, I met a man who would change my life. That man was Sam Leah. He was a songwriter of an older era.
The man you hear was born into this remote world in 1881. His name was Leah, Sam Leah Kalainaina, a farmer, a sugar plantation hand, a typesetter, but best known as a fiddler, a choir master, and a composer.
Sam shared with me his knowledge of another time and of a Hawaiian way of looking at our world. When he passed away, a few years after we met, I realized that I had to find a way to preserve the wisdom of Sam and others like him. As time went by, I found myself at a funeral of one such man. I was disappointed because I had not been able to see him. His grieving son turned to me and said, "My father was waiting for you, and you didn't come." And the words of my kupuna, my elders, came back to me. Do it now, for there will be no more. I knew then what my life's work would be. With the help of my wife, Myrna, I set out to document the Hawaiian culture.
He had a wild streak that could not be tamed, and a fiery spirit that was never extinguished. Born a century too late, he inherited a form of warrior energy with no place to express itself in the changing culture of the 20th century. Yet something of that older flame continued to burn.
By the 1960s, Kavena, Edith, and Iolani, each in her individual way, had built a bridge between past and present.
Hawaii would be transformed. And through the century that followed, there would be many other voices teaching us what we must do, where we must look in this changing world if we want to stay Hawaiian. From brother to sister, from father to son, from ancient to modern times, music has been the Hawaiian way of speaking. Like the chant and the hula, like the legends we sing and the call of the steel guitar, slack key has become another way of remembering, of telling our stories.
Sing. All our music need to be sung. Sing it. Sing it. That's what we're doing today. We're singing all the songs of old Hawaii.
All right, there we have it. Yes, that is right. It is called a Kanakapila, that backyard session of the playing of the strings together, as it were. And let's see here. Michi Mama you've been listening, but for some reason you don't have buffering today, but yesterday was super bad. I did get to see 3/4 of the documentary, though. Oh, Michi Mama, I feel like flying out to Hawaii and fixing your cable, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. So, I'm glad you were able to watch a little bit of it yesterday, and I'm very glad that you're able to be here today. And Pussycat, you have pictures of the beach on Waikiki in the 40s, and there's hardly any development. Well, yeah, of course, because, well, first off, in the 40s, the war was still going on. And so people were, busy with that. But, after the war, you've got all sorts of military people who were stationed at Hawaii who went back to the mainland and told all their continental United States, relatives about this tropical paradise that is under U.S. jurisdiction. And so, the military, let's see, what was it? They've got a word for it. I'm not going to tell you what the word is. Like, basically, the military entertainment complexes, began to get built along Waikiki to support the new, the new visitors, as it were. And the 1950s, the 1950s was the heyday of the tiki bar, and people saw a way to make money. And so, they needed they needed places for people to stay, and basically, the whole mantra is it's gonna bring employment to the island, it's gonna bring money to the island, it's gonna blah 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 blah. It's the same song and dance every single island that gets developed. And finally, Molokai just stood up to it all and was just like, no, we don't. Yeah, you're right. You're going to bring jobs. Guess what? We don't want those jobs. So no, how about you don't build up Molokai? In fact, how about we don't give you water rights so you don't build up Molokai? So, and let's see here. And you guess Waikiki during the Lurleen liner days were rich folks. And let's see here. eMusic. Waikiki got built up because a man named Dillingham got a board of supervisors. As a developer, he made changes to the laws, which kicked out the locals. He then made uku bucks developing Waikiki. There you go. Exactly. It's all about the dollar bill, right? It's all about the dollar bill. Yeah, Michi Mama, you are such a good listener and such a good rememberer that you were like, it's Saturday, it's not going to be on YouTube. Right, and normally that's true, but this Saturday I decided to take a risk because I figured the documentary wasn't gonna kick in a lot of I figured the documentary would be flying under the algorithm of the copyright bots, those searching for the copyrights, because it's kind of an obscure movie. It's not like it's Top Gun or anything, right? So I took a risk. And as it turned out, it didn't get me in trouble. That movie didn't get me in trouble on YouTube. I have, removed it from YouTube, so we can't watch it there anymore. And next week, I'm going to be showing School of Rock. We will not be on YouTube for that movie. We will only be on Twitch. But it never hurts to see. Some movies I might end up showing on YouTube as well, so it never hurts to double check. That being said, I can totally appreciate why it didn't occur to you to see if it was on YouTube, because normally it's not gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, there you go. And let's see here. All right. So somebody said Michi Mama, yeah, Molokai made the right decision. Exactly. Somebody said something that caught my eye. And okay, eMusic. Dillingham was tight with Matson. Together they worked together to change Hawaii. Now, I can only assume So when you say, okay, so Andre, you're saying Mason Cruise Line brought so many people to Hawaii as a tourist. Do you mean Matson? I don't know anything about Matson, but what I do know about Matson, okay, you do mean that. I only know the word Matson because of all of the ocean-going shipping containers that are in Seattle. And so I can only assume that now it's Matson is cargo. Okay, so I can only assume it's the same Matson that, because basically the two main shipping containers that I see stacked up at the ports are Matson or Alaska Marine Lines, AML. And so I didn't know nothing from nothing. But now I've got the connection with Matson. Awesome. Okay. And they used to have passenger service and cargo. Right, but once, airplanes got a little bit more affordable, I'm assuming that, that changed. And let's see here. So there we go. Yeah, so basically Pussycat, somebody figured out a way to make a buck, and now we're where we're at. That is right. Okay, so E-Music. Matson was a German national who moved to Hawaii and started the cruise liners. Lurline liner was the first ship. Got it. Restream. Can I mod you on YouTube? You don't see any wrench. Well, that's weird, because I swear that well, shoot, gosh darn, heck fork, you aren't with a little wrench. That is very strange. I don't know. Can I mod you up? Let's find out, shall we? Sorry, you guys. I feel as though... Off the top of my head right now, at this very moment, no. I cannot mod you up. But when I figure out how to do it, I will. And then, see Honda, how's it, Mad Statter? None of Twitch chat shows here on YouTube. I think, Dollface, it might just be you. But, hold on, see Honda. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not on the right spot yet. Pussycat. Boop-a-doo, or is it just me? Yeah, okay, I think it is just you, doll. I think it is just you. And, oh. Okay, I think, okay, alright. Rick said, you can go to the right of the name for 3 dots in the meantime. And I just, even though Rick was talking to him, to Pussycat, I thought he was talking to me. So I clicked on the 3 dots next to Pussycat's name, and now you are a standard moderator, in theory. Do you see? Is it? Yes. All right, cool. Now, excelente. Pussycat has the power. Pussycat has the power on both the YouTube and the Twitch side. So yeah. Anybody who might want to get modded up, feel free to let me know. Because basically, as far as I'm concerned, you can never have too many mods. Because if one mod is sick, or if one mod, say, has to go to Hawaii for a month, then we can all fill in and cover for that one mod, as it were. And so Pussycat, he's worn every, look out! Who knows what he's gonna do? And let's see here, E-Music, even though they said it's an all-American crew, Hawaiians who worked on the ship mostly for entertainment. Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah. And I mean, I suppose technically if Hawaii was a territory, I mean, they're kind of Hawaii. I mean, they're kind of American-ish, right? Ish, I guess. I mean, I know now, obviously, regardless of the sovereignty movement, I know now that, you know, Hawaiians are American, for better or for worse. I say for better, but I have a feeling a lot of them say for worse. And right, exactly. They were citizens, yeah. So technically speaking, that wasn't really a lie, as it were. So there we go. And so let's see here. So C Honda, did you get your situation organized? I see you saying hello to Elaine. Awesome, you guys. But on my YouTube, I've got everything coming through. C Honda, have you gotten yourself figured out for the the chats, all the chats for all the things coming in through? Because my restream is up, and I think I figured out what went wrong, but I know that I didn't figure it out. But I think everything's working right now. And on the note of I think everything's working right now, what are we gonna do on Wednesday, guys? Okay, we need to figure out what's going on Wednesday. And before we figure out what's going on Wednesday, I need to have confirmation. I need confirmation. Elaine, you are in Hawaii right now, right? What time is it? Let's see here. Okay, eMusic. No. The Hawaiians did not have American citizenship, and the Hawaiians weren't allowed to vote in the 1959 vote about statehood. Only Americans and U.S. military could vote. I'm not surprised that they couldn't vote in the statehood thing, because I know that territories have weird rules about that. But I am a little surprised that they weren't. I mean, I'm not actually. I'm not at all surprised, because I know that my best friend in high school, his grandma, who is of Nez Perce heritage, she was born as a prisoner of war on the reservation, because technically speaking, the native tribes and the U.S. military government were still at war in like 1921 or whatever. So I suppose even though Hawaii was never necessarily at war with the U.S. government, I guess, right. Right. And okay, so under international law, they should have had the right to vote. You would think. I mean, it's not like it's about their land or anything. And right, natives didn't get their citizenship until 1924. Exactly. So in 1922, when she was born, she was not only not a citizen, she was actually a prisoner of war on the reservation. Her whole family was a prisoner of war, actually. So just so you know, you guys, like, if you know anybody with Native American heritage, they've got family members who at one point were considered prisoners of war and were held on their reservations as such. And so, Darlene, okay, it's 3 p.m. in Hawaii right now. Okay, so that means it's 6, and that means it's 6 p.m. on the east, I'm on the West Coast. So it's 6 p.m. on the West Coast right now. It's 3 p.m. in Hawaii. That's a 3-hour difference. Okay. Andy is going to stay at 3 p.m. Hawaii time for his show, because he likes that time slot and Hawaii does not move. So, all right. So Andy's going to start at 6 p.m. This means we can start at 4 p.m. Pacific time, my time, West Coast time. And we would then go for an hour and a half, and we would still have that half-hour break between this stream and Andy's stream. That is one option. Another option is we can have the Wednesday stream remain starting at 3 p.m. West Coast time, which would then give us an hour and a half break between Andy's show and the end of this show. Personally, I would like to, for my working purposes, starting the stream at 4 p.m. would probably be better for me. And when I say that, I mean 4 p.m. West Coast time. So adjust accordingly for your guys' stuff. And I guess basically it's like, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to stick with the 3 p.m. West Coast time Wednesday? Or do we want to switch it to 4 p.m. West Coast time on Wednesday? That's where we're at. And so, eMusic, right, exactly. Waikiki wasn't really a swamp. It was a taro, kalo, and rice patches fed by the mountain streams. Yeah, and from my understanding, not only was it a bunch of, taro, kalo, rice patches, I think there was like 3 or 4 different streams that fed into that small area. And they've been rerouted into one Alawai Canal. So you had basically a whole lot of, you had more than one water source at Waikiki coming down the mountains, and then also it sounded like there was some springs coming up too. So total freshwater area. And yeah, it was a little bit swampy, I guess, being as how rice and kalo need significant water to grow. But yeah, exactly. It wasn't just like unused land, the way they like to portray it. Oh, it was just swampy land. It's like, no, I don't think that's exactly what it was. Obviously, I wasn't there. Obviously, I didn't witness it. Obviously, I can't say. But Waikiki, I mean, just looking at how and why the Alawai was constructed, like, clearly there was 4 different watersheds converging into this one area. So yeah, there was plentiful water, and I have no doubt in my mind that the locals that lived there were using that plentiful water for plentifully good purposes, not just letting it sit in some swampland. And so, let's see here. So Darlene is all on board with 4 p.m. West Coast time on Wednesday's night. Yeah, on Wednesday. Rick, because Darlene said that, is also in agreement. And let's see here. And eMusic, yes, that's why and how the Alawai was built. Right, yeah, exactly. That's one tiny thing I feel confident about, because I did look at the history of the Alawai. And you guys, speaking of the history of the Alawai, oh my god, you guys. Okay, Andre, I understand. Yeah, you will still be at work. So I get it. But you'd be even further at work if we'd started at 3 p.m. So, but hey, speaking of the Alawai, you guys, did you happen to see, I think, KHON showed a clip on my YouTube feed, at least, of a monk seal exactly, Andre, a monk seal that was swimming in the Alawai, which apparently they haven't seen that in a really long time. And so I guess the water is actually starting to get a little bit clean. So the wildlife is at least willing to maybe go check it out. And so I think those Genki balls are actually doing what they hypothesized they would. And I don't know if they expected to have wildlife involved in the Alawai so soon, but it seems to me, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it seems to me like the Alawai's getting cleaner faster maybe than they thought. Michi Mama, Alawai still not clean enough for humans. Honestly, to tell you the truth, hon, I'm not so sure it's clean enough yet for monk seal, right? I'm not so sure it's clean enough for anybody. But at least the seal was willing to go check it out. And I'm excited about that. And Rick, KHON, just showed a video on tossing more Genki balls in the Alawai Canal. That bioremediation might be working. Yeah, from my understanding, the next scheduled massive Genki ball drop is scheduled to happen in April. And so they're still doing the project. And I think that this is quite possibly one of the neatest things ever. The idea that the Alawai might not stink anymore is mind-blowing to me. The idea that somebody might want to go, and when I say somebody, I'm talking about the monk seal, might actually want to go swimming in it is unbelievable to me. If one day you can actually get some water on your skin from that canal and not have to worry about getting pink eye or a staph infection, I will be so excited. I don't ever anticipate that water being clean enough for human swimming or for even any kind of like human fishing. It is a piece of water in the middle of a very industrialized area, or not necessarily industrialized, but built up. There's going to be a lot of road runoff and just, stuff. But I still, am excited that they're able to clean it up. Pussycat, the Genki balls, okay, I don't know exactly what the Genki balls are made of, but basically it's like rice bran and I think like some molasses and then like tens of billions of these microbes that and then they put it all, they mix it all in mud, and then they create these mud balls filled with all this stuff, and they dry the mud balls. Then, when they're there, they toss them in or whatever, and the microbes that are in there, they feed on all of the gunk, the oil waste runoff, the algae, ugh. They eat all of the ugh that is accumulating, the sludge. They eat it all. And then they burp out clean, fresh waters and stuff like that. And so, Rick, you think the golf course chemicals might have degraded the Alawai just a little bit? Absolutely. When you get a lot of nitrogen in your water source, suddenly algae grows. It throws everything off. It's totally a problem. But the Genki balls are basically a whole bunch of little baby biomes or whatever, bioorganisms that eat the gross stuff and clean out the water. And then, like enzymes that clean the septic tank. It basically, I think that's kind of the same exact concept. And so, I think they've done 2 drops so far in the last year. And they're going to do another drop in April. And I think I am really making stuff up here. I do not know. But in my head, I have it like in November and in April is when they do the drops. Don't quote me on that. I have it in my head though. But I think they do the drops like twice a year. And they're anticipating that like within 7 years, the water might be clean. What they mean by clean, I don't think I know exactly what they mean by clean. I don't think they mean like clean enough for us to go swimming in, clean enough for us to be catching fish in, clean enough to eat whatever was found in there. I don't think that's what they mean by clean, but I do think they mean cleaner. And like I was just mentioning, there's actually for the first time in I don't even know how long, a monk seal that was swimming up the Alawai Canal, which is just absolutely apparently unheard of prior till now. So there's a hint that these Genki balls are actually working. And Andre, they need to sell Genki balls all along the Alawai so everybody can help every day. I wonder why they don't. Because honestly, I know that this is silly and performative, but I would love to, as a tourist, go buy a Genki ball and then throw it into the Alawai. I think that'd be awesome. It's just like, I'm here on the Aina, creating a carbon footprint that didn't need to be here, and being a tourist whose presence is, straining resources. But at least I did one little thing that was good for the land, right? And you could sell the Genki balls for like what, $5-10 a pop or whatever, which then could go right back into the Genki ball production fund. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you really could like, I feel like it could be a thing. On the other hand though, I don't know if maybe okay, so Darlene, so it costs $5 a ball roughly to make. Cool. Sell each ball for $15. I will do that. I will go buy a ball for $15 and then throw it in. And now you bought, you made one ball, you sold that. Now you can make 3 balls. Sell one ball, you can make 3 more balls. And it can just become a situation like that. Rick, thank you so much for posting a link to the Genki Aloe project. And yeah, see, Andre, you would do that too, right? I wonder if you can OD the water with too much, which makes sense that you might be able to. And I also wonder if, like, no, you can't just throw one in at a time. It has to be like 40,000 at a time. Otherwise, it just doesn't end up working. I'm wondering why they haven't explored doing, like, if there's a real reason, a scientific reason why it can't be done in the way that we're hypothesizing right now. Just randomly, one person throws in, another blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so there might be a scientific reason, or maybe just nobody ever thought to try it, or maybe nobody ever thought any stupid tourist would go pay stupid money to do that. Stupid tourists pay stupid money to do stupid things. Trust me, I think that you could find a stupid tourist to pay $15 for a Genki ball. I mean, I'm a stupid tourist. I would. I absolutely would. And Andre said he would. A couple all y'all on this, I feel like this could happen, right? And then, yeah, or Andre, they could have a big festival, and then, yeah, a Genki Ball festival. Absolutely. I feel like it could be a really good community type event. And so, but, maybe they wanted to see if it was going to work at all before they started to hype it for, and getting the public involved. Either way, I think, let's see here. So Rick, the news story said $1 million would cover the entire area, but project is only privately funded. Well, if it's just privately funded, I feel like they're missing a really good opportunity to get funding. I mean, I guess it would cost money in the sense that, okay, so, all right, guys, let's hash this out. Okay, so the Genki ball costs $5 to make. And then you have to obviously have someone manning the Genki ball booth that sells the Genki balls. So you're going to have to pay that wage. So if you sell a Genki ball that costs $5 to make for $15, you're not going to get 3 Genki balls out of that money because you're going to have to pay for the person who's selling them. But it would still at least pay for the ball and maybe one other, or maybe a half one. I feel like it could really be a helpful fundraiser, right? And Pussycat, how about pumping fresh ocean water into the canal? Well, the ocean, okay, I don't have an answer for that. The only reason why I would think that that's not what they want to do is because the canal is fresh to brackish water. The canal isn't ocean water. It's not salt water. So it kind of can screw up the ecosystem by putting too much salt up the stream. That being said, the ecosystem's already screwed up enough that I don't really know if that's like that big of a concern. but like I said, I don't have an answer. The only feasible idea I have for why that wouldn't be a good idea is it's not salt. Otherwise, not salt water. It's where 4 different freshwater sources converge basically to then go flow into the ocean. So it's brackish water. I don't know. I don't really know. Well, and actually, I think another reason. Now that I think about it, I think another reason why, Pussycat, how big is the inlet? There's also a boat harbor at the inlet, and so I think probably the biggest reason why they don't is because a project like that would require all of the boats to get out of the marina and perhaps even removing some of the docks. So there is that as well. And so, Darlene, it's all in the organization, getting people on board to work out the details to pursue this further. It seems like it could be beneficial. Yeah, I might email them and ask them, like, why don't you do this? Because, and honestly, I would phrase the question a little bit differently, because I acknowledge that there might be a really legit scientific reason why. No. Throwing random Genki balls into the alawai at random intervals at the tourist whim is not going to be helpful. It might be too much. It might be too little, etc., etc. I wouldn't doubt that there's not a reason, or if that there is a reason why they don't do it like that. On the other hand, I can only assume that I'm not the only person thinking, well, I want to throw one in. I'll pay money to throw one in. And I want to know why I can't. And so having that information out, it's like, oh, we hear you. We know you want to help, but that help wouldn't be helpful. So don't help that way. And Cindy Gross, hey, how's it? We are talking about the news that a monk seal was seen swimming up the Alawai Canal not too long ago, maybe last week, and they're hypothesizing that all the Genki ball treatments are starting to maybe work. I think there's also reports that the Alawai doesn't stink as bad as it used to, and that is always a good sign. That is always a good sign. For sure. And Andre, I think that they do have a Genki Ball Festival, sort of, in the sense that they have a community time to help make them. But I think after they get made, they have to dry out. So we would need 2 festivals, I think. We would need the making them, and then we would need the throwing them festivals. And I know, Pussycat. I'm looking at my clock right now, and it's like, how in the heck did we just go through almost an hour and a half? I had every intention of talking about the petroglyphs that we didn't talk about last stream because we continued talking about whatever it was that we were talking about last stream. So we're going to wrap things up real quick. However, we have not had our Lono listening break yet. So I'm going to throw down a Lono tune that is only available on his Kaupe'epe'e YouTube page. And when we get back from the Lono listening break, we are going to confirm our plans for Wednesday and talk a little bit about things. Let's see here. So, option, is it just from the Genki balls, or did all the recent rain help to clear it out a bit? I don't know. Very good question. Very, very good question. So, all right, let's listen to some Lono, and we can talk in the chat a little bit more about some things and stuff.
Welcome back. It's been a while. Sorry. Okay. Let's go. there's a full moon again. What was the good thing that came out of this? Once again, we're looking for control. Oh, it's a raging sea in front of me. I'm being tossed and turned like a boat at sea. All I need is some time, and I'm wondering if did that lady carry me where no one else could see, when no one else would have me? Did that lady carry me? It's that lesson in life I'm learning every day. When the winds from the south bring the cold and the rain, and the minute I forgot her, hey, what was her name? She waited for me when I was stumbling again. Am I looking for answers? Looking for a friend to go with me down the river again. It's a raging sea in front of me. I'm being tossed and turned like a boat at sea. All I need is some time, and I'm wondering if did that lady carry me where no one else could see, when no one else would have me? Did that lady carry I saw it burning fires in a ride, but it kept me warm all those long cold nights. Could it ever have worked if we kept it intact? Before we lost everything, we could never get back. Yeah, we'll pick up the pieces and start over again. And I'll take her from the crowd, 'cause she's my best friend. It's a raging sea in front of me. I'm being tossed and turned like a boat at sea. All I need is some time, and I'm wondering if did that lady carry me where no one else could see, when no one else would have me? Did that lady carry me? Well, it's a raging sea in front of me. I'm being tossed and turned like a boat at sea. All I need is some time, and I'm wondering if did that lady carry me where no one else could see, when no one else would have me? Did that lady carry me? Did that lady carry me where no one else could see, when no one else would have me? Did that lady carry
All right, there we go. That is our Lono listening break, and we have got a new chatter in who comes in at just the last minute, literally, with a really good chat topic. So, okay, I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to call you Ati Morho, which I know is not probably how you say it, but I'm going to call you Ati Morho anyway. And I agree that honestly, yes, obviously survival is what matters to our animal brain, and I absolutely agree that our day-to-day life does not put us in touch with that animal brain, so to speak, because we have so so many luxuries, so many things that we can take for granted. We get into a routine, and quite honestly, we're kind of mindless in regards to our day-to-day activities. We oftentimes walk around in a bit of a trance of familiarity and of habit, with there's no real, thought going into what it is that you're experiencing, etc. And the quickest way to get shaken out of that trance is kicking that animal brain into gear because of a survival situation. And then suddenly, boom, things become very crystal clear, from the rocks beneath your feet to that icy cold spray on your face. And so let's see here. Do I think the survival ready type of human is becoming obsolete? Well, I do think that, as more and more people look to DoorDash and, microwaves, and don't know how to build a fire, let alone how to cook their own food, absolutely survival ready type of human is becoming obsolete. But there's always those folks who still carry that knowledge, and those are the people that we need to listen to and we need to pay attention to, because one day when those people have passed away, that knowledge will be gone, which is why it's very important to pay attention to our ancestors, both of bloodline, but also ancestors of the land. The indigenous populations, etc., really do carry some knowledge that our modernized human non-animal brain has forgotten for the most part. So there you go. That is the short answer. We've got 1 minute left though, so we can't really get into it much deeper than that. I do want to thank everyone though for being here, and everyone for talking and chatting, and gift subs and regular subs and resubs and cheering, etc. That is 100% appreciated. I love it so much. The support that we get here with all of the donations, both DVDs and money, etc., etc. And I love the fact that you guys are so generous with your gift subs. That is super awesome. All right, so to sum it up, I think we decided we're going to try it this Wednesday. This Wednesday, 4 p.m. West Coast time, we're going to do Chatter with Statter. Saturday, Statterbox of the Cinema is still going to be 6 p.m. West Coast time. Sunday, Chatter with Statter, i.e. next Sunday, still going to be 5 p.m. West Coast time. So we're going to have the chaos of 3 different times again and still, I guess. So 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 5 p.m. 4 p.m. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Saturday, 5 p.m. Sunday. Do I want to make your brains explode? Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal. You guys, we got to do something about this clock. We got to do something about this clock. But we're not going to do anything about this clock now because it is 6:30. Now, Ashes almost says hello. Here, let's do it. Here we go. Ashes says hello. And Ashes, she says goodbye. All right, you guys, have yourselves a great time, and I will see you on Wednesday.